Hello there, Petals. It's your Aunt Ethel here to welcome you to the Social Good Hour. Designed to uplift, inspire, and encourage by highlighting those changemakers around the globe who are using social media to make the world a better place indeed. So, without any further ado, my friends, may I introduce to you your friend and mine, the host of the show, the amazing Chris Strub.
Oh, don't do it to me again. No! We're back to the problems with the popper. But that's okay. It's Monday afternoon. Welcome back, everybody, to the Fly the W studio. Welcome to episode number 6 of the Social Good Hour. My name is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy, and I'm going to continue to fight with this popper when we get to our guest here in just a few minutes. Her name is Melia. I know her fan club is here watching live in the comments from Louisville and from around the United States. And so stay tuned. Molly will be with us in just a few moments. She's going to wave to us here in a second. There she is. Hello, Molly. She's in the green room, the blue room, whatever color. This is the blue room, I guess. So she's over in the green room in Louisville, Kentucky. But before we get to Miss Molly, we are going to introduce you. That's right. As always, you are the special guest today in this edition of the Social Good Hour. Thanks to our friends at restream.io, your live comments will show up in the broadcast as you post them, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Twitch. Give it a shot. You can say hi to Molly, you can say hi to me, and most importantly, for the next 5 minutes here, we're going to get started with my favorite recurring segment of the show. That's called Tell Me Something Good. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to put those 5 minutes on the clock. Your job here is to fill up that comment section by telling me something good. If there's not something good coming, then you're going to hear me talk about some good things for the next 5 minutes. So keep those comments rolling. And as you can see here, thanks to our friends from restream.io, I can put your comments right there below me as well. There we go. We got 5 minutes on the clock. It is time for Tell Me Something Good. It's time for Tell Me Something Good.
Tell me something good.
That's right. Tell me something good, guys. I'm waiting. I'm here. It's Monday. It's the first day of March. It's the first day of Women's History Month. And I am awaiting your comments to roll through that sidebar to my right, my left, stage right. I don't know how to describe it anymore. Anyway, my turn to tell you something good to get started. This weekend, my mom, AKA Mama Strub, AKA to actual humans, Jane Strub, got her very first vaccine shot up in New York. So grateful to see that. So glad to be able to get her an appointment out at the Javits Center. Quick little train ride in and out of the city. And so cool to have both parents now vaccinated, which is a lot of fun. Today is the first day of Women's History Month, and I'll throw some more good news at you guys. I mean, again, I'm waiting to see. I don't know if these comments are working. Molly, if you want to throw a comment in there, let's see if the comments are actually working today on Restream. Awful quiet here on a Monday afternoon. But I will share with you that next week's guest, episode 7 of the Social Good Hour, is my friend Jen Hoverstad. She is in North Carolina, North Kakalaki. She is such a sweet woman, and she works with the K Yao Fund. She's got an unbelievable story to tell. There we go. Look at that. Molly chiming in with her Tell Me Something Good. She says that her dad got his vaccine today too. How awesome is that? Congratulations, Papa Melia. She's smiling in the comments. Kara says that she got her first vaccine last week. I mean, bam, you love to see it. Cara Baribeau, who starred actually in the very first episode of a prior series that I did about nonprofit superstars called the Nonprofit Spotlight back in 2017. I don't know if Cara even remembers doing that video with me, but Cara, we appreciate you. It is absolutely wonderful to see you here in the audience. So in planning out our guest today, I really can't wait to introduce you to Molly here in just over 2 minutes. There you go. Let's pull this comment down. This is the, we're commenting on YouTube, but it's not showing up here. Interesting. Okay, if there's a problem on YouTube, if you guys want to jump over to my Facebook page, it's facebook.com/teamstrub. We're live over there. Chris Bryant says YouTube comments aren't pulling to the stream. Very interesting. So I appreciate you guys tuning in on YouTube. I'm not sure why those comments aren't showing up on my stream here. But thanks for jumping on to Facebook. You can also, of course, follow me on Twitter and check out the show over there. It's at Chris Strub on Twitter. You can hit that retweet button. You can chat about the show using hashtag #SocialGoodHour. Something good. Here we go. I almost want to restart our 5 minutes. I apologize to you guys, PR, Christina, Chris Bryant, two of the biggest fans of the show, watching from Connecticut and Texas. CB says something good. The WandaVision series finale is this week. I've never seen WandaVision. I hear you talking about it all the time on your social media channels, Chris. Pretty good show, I guess, huh? I mean, seems a lot of people are pretty obsessed with the show. Molly is clapping in the comments. She loves WandaVision. So maybe we'll ask Molly about WandaVision and see if she can give me some insights here in a few minutes. OMG, yes to WandaVision, she says. Something good in Houston. It's back to the 70s. Nice weather is here to stay. Yeah, I should set up like a Greenville cam here on Restream so that I can show you guys the weather here every Monday afternoon. It's a cloudy day, but it's a little bit warmer than it has been. Alexa, what's the temperature outside? Even Alexa's not answering me now. Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 62 degrees.
62 degrees on a Monday afternoon here in Greenville. Dan says, so glad to see the Social Good Hour to start off my week. Dan, I'm going to hold you to it. Give me a score of that Cubs game. Today is the first day of spring training gameplay for our beloved Chicago Cubs. Dan, I'm curious. I'm sure he's tuning in between innings here. I'm also sure that all the starters are still in that game. That was Tell Me Something Good. So I appreciate you guys jumping in and really being flexible there with the YouTube comments not showing up here in the stream, unfortunately. Of course, you can also watch on Twitch as well. Yes, now Dan's Alexa device is answering as well. It's time for our 50 States 100 Days Trivia Question of the Week, where you can win a copy of 50 States 100 Days, the book. I know Chris Bryant's got his copy as he was our winner 2 weeks ago. So here we go. I'm going to read the question out loud before I put it on the screen to make it easy and equitable for everyone playing along at home. This week's 50 States 100 Days trivia question is super simple. What exact day was YouTube founded? What exact day was YouTube founded? What exact day was YouTube founded? I'll give you a hint. It was a while ago. It was a while ago. Chris says he already started digging into the book and he's loving it. Awesome. Chris Bryant says Tuesday. I'm looking for a calendar date. I'm looking for a calendar date here, Chris. It may have been a Tuesday. I don't know. We'll have to Google that and look it up. Maybe it was a Tuesday. That seems like a great day to start a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Let's see, looking for those correct guesses here. This is a super Googleable answer here, Mr. Bryant. I know that we had to jump off of YouTube onto Facebook. But look, you get this question right, Chris. I'll send this copy of 50 States, 100 Days to any one of your friends in that 50 states around the U.S. So take a second, look it up. In the meantime, we will continue to look at your comments here. It's a pretty simple question, Dan Genghis. What day was YouTube founded? What day was YouTube founded? You guys are giving me a second to take a sip of water here. That's the answer. February 14th, 2005. It was a Valentine's, baby. And Chris Bryant, you are going to own, these are like NFTs, baby. There's a limited number of copies of 50 States, 100 Days, the yellow edition remaining. So who knows? Maybe someone would buy this for like 60 grand. I gotta tweet at Gary Vaynerchuk and see what the actual perceived value of a book like this might be. But that's right. February 14th, 2005. You can claim your prize by emailing me, chrisstrub@gmail.com. Look, this show is brought to you by Restream.io. You can see all the fun that we're having with all the comments, all the interactivity in the audience, and we've even got our special guest smiling in the green room. There's Molly. She's coming in here in just a couple minutes. Look at how easy it is for me to bring guests in and out. You can have up to 8 guests in the room at a time. You can broadcast up to 30 different social media platforms. And if you want to get your free trial of Restream, you can go to restream.teamstrub.com. Go to restream.teamstrub.com. You can sign up for your free trial of Restream, and you can get started with Restream today. It's super fun. There's all sorts of cool stuff that you can do with this platform, as you can see here. And I've got a quick little message from Restream to play for you before we move on. That's right. Restream.teamstrub.com is where you can go to get your free trial of Restream. Please do it. It definitely helps the show. And while we're on that note, here's a number of other ways that you can support the show. You can hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's also the best place usually to watch the show. If you're curious and if you're like PR Christina and you've got all your different social media channels set up, if you watch on YouTube, that definitely helps me and it helps the show the most. You can hit the like button on Facebook, on YouTube. I think there's a like button on Twitch too. I'll have to go check that out. But when you hit that like button, it certainly helps us get the show to more people. You can turn the bell on, as my friends in the 44 Club would say on YouTube. Turn that bell on. You can retweet my tweet on Twitter at Chris Strub, and you can tag at Restream.io on Twitter and let everybody know how much you're enjoying the show. You can add me as a connection on LinkedIn. Just leave me a quick message that says, hey, Chris, I saw you hosting the Social Good Hour and thought we should connect. And you can actually watch the show live on LinkedIn as well. And you can share it to your Instagram story. We're going to have a little fun with that with Miss Molly here in a little bit as well. So stay tuned. We got some cool stuff planned. I forgot to mention. Yeah, so there's today's rundown of the show. We did tell me something good. We did our 50 States, 100 Days trivia. We got our word from Restream. I do want to quickly mention today's Monday Motivator. This is our third weekly Monday Motivator. We had Coach Tony Leopard, and then we had my buddy Mario Armstrong. This week, we're going to Salt Lake City for our Monday Motivator, and that Monday Motivator is Daryl Eves. If you don't know Daryl Eves, you certainly should, especially if you have an interest in the YouTube game. There's Daryl holding up his new book, The YouTube Formula. I'm going to try and recreate Daryl's face there. See, I got the blue eyes too. I don't have the massive play buttons, but there you go. There's Daryl's book, The YouTube Formula. Just arrived this weekend, so I'm going to dive in later this week. But Daryl is a YouTube superpower. He works with some of the biggest YouTubers in the world. He's grown hundreds of channels. The foreword to his book is written by Mr. Beast, who I think is like the third most subscribed YouTuber on the planet. And most importantly, Daryl is just a really nice guy. I was in a Clubhouse room with Daryl and Mike Stelzner last weekend, and just Daryl's always trying to look out for others and answer everybody else's questions. So shout out to you, Daryl. You are our third Social Good Hour Monday motivator. All right. It's that time, Molly Melia. Keep those comments coming as we are going to bring Molly in here. Remember, if you have questions for Molly, I've got some questions written, but I want to hear your questions, especially yours, Kara. I'm waiting for you. So throw those questions in the comments section. And as we introduce Molly from the Community Foundation, let's bring her on the screen. Is she appearing on the screen? Nope, because I have Maximize on. There you go. There she is. Molly Melia is the Senior Associate of Marketing and Communications for the Community Foundation of Louisville. She manages the foundation's 24-hour online day, Give for Good Louisville, which you may have heard me talk about once or twice in the last 5 years, which has raised over $33 million since 2014 and is nationally recognized for its social media strategy, nonprofit engagement, and equitable prize pool. She also assists with the foundation's overall brand strategy, including aspects of marketing, public relations, advertising, content creation, and new media. And Molly, we've got a quick video to play of Miss Molly at Give for Good Louisville 2020 before we say hello. So here we go.
I think online giving is really just exploding and growing. And I think it's so amazing to see that, there's such a hopeful future for philanthropy and for looping in all kinds of people at all different levels. And that's my favorite part about Giving Days, is that you can give at any level and you can make an impact and you can come together with all of these collective gifts. And that's a huge deal. I'm a young person. I'm, new in the career world and still, establishing myself, but knowing that my gift really makes a difference today is important to me. And everybody wants to feel that way when they give. And so that's one of my favorite things. And I know you get to see that across communities, and it's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Molly Melia. Hello, Molly.
Hi, Chris.
Welcome to the Social Good Hour, episode 6. I'm sorry, I just vaporized the question. Before we even get started, I think I need to throw this question up on the screen. I believe this is your sister. She's wondering, who's your favorite sister?
That is my younger sister, Emma. She's, of course, my favorite younger sister. I'm a middle child, so I get sandwiched between two sisters.
This is a brilliant question. And Chris says, yes, you got her to crack already before she even said anything on the show. Molly is a laugher. So we're going to keep that laughter and coming through the next half hour. Molly, okay, let's get right into it. So we introduced you. We talked a little bit about Give for Good Louisville. And I even played a little clip there of you chatting with Katie was on the screen. Natalie from GiveGab was on the screen. And I was hiding behind that screen grab of the $7.6 million that was raised right before midnight last year. So again, I talk about being the Giving Day guy all the time. You might even see it up here over my head. Let's start with a simple one. What the heck is a Giving Day? And then subsequently, what is Give for Good Louisville?
So Giving Days are just collective, and they can be, any sort of time period. The word day is kind of relative, but it's a moment in time. Communities across the U.S. celebrate and really round together their organizations in a localized community to have kind of this spirited moment of giving back. And so, what that means for Louisville is really specific to 24 hours. It is a specific day. The Community Foundation of Louisville hosts Give for Good Louisville, our 24-hour giving day each fall. And again, it's a collection of nonprofits that come together during that moment of time to raise funds for their different efforts. And all of our donors rally together during that 24-hour period. It's a lot of fun. We teach the organizations to talk about what they do in different ways in community. We have a whole social media blitz. We have prizes. We have, sometimes, except for in 2020, in-person elements, all of this. And it's just this fantastic way to celebrate what it means to give back and to come together collectively to do that, to make a larger impact.
There's so many different pieces to a giving day, that I honestly think we could spend hours talking about all the different elements that make a giving day successful, which we've been lucky to do over the years. In fact, I met Molly, and Molly, I looked back, I think when we met, that might've been your first month at the Community Foundation of Louisville, according to your LinkedIn, at least.
Probably.
June 2016.
Yeah, then that was within the first month that I started working at the foundation. I was an intern at the time. And
it's just so cool to have followed your journey over the last 5 years. Now, of course, you're really running Give for Good Louisville these last couple of years. So just wanted to say off the bat how proud of you I am. It's really awesome to see, how far you've come. And I know there's a lot of people that are watching this video right now that feel the same way. So we're proud of you. And it's been awesome to see not just your growth, but the growth of the Giving Day. So I'm going to start with this question, actually, because people watch me with the Fly the W studio all the time behind me. There's different elements. A lot of them are actually Louisville based. I lived in Louisville for a while. I want to ask you about this thing, right? So in the top left-hand corner, over my shoulder here, over the on-air sign that's always on, right? There's this $1,000 golden ticket. And I guarantee you every video that anyone's ever watched with me in it here, people look at this thing and they're like, what the heck is that? What is this? Molly, what is a golden ticket? What does this $1,000 golden ticket mean? And how do pieces like this help make a giving day more successful?
Everybody always wonders if you're going to give them $1,000. That's what it is, Chris.
Yeah, this is actually The Price is Right. Congratulations. We got the balloons dropping. Yeah.
Yeah. So a golden ticket for Give for Good Louisville is a $1,000 boost to a randomized donation during the giving day. We're so fortunate to have amazing community partners in Louisville. And so we have partners who work with us to sponsor different prizes in our prize pool. So what you're seeing there is the Derby City Gaming golden ticket from last year. We had 24 golden tickets during the giving day. So that means each hour of our 24-hour giving day, we gave $1,000 to a nonprofit. And it was a randomized donation. So for example, if I gave on the giving day, between 3 and 4 a.m., all of the gifts that are, given during that time period, one of them gets selected and gets boosted by $1,000. So my gift of $10 could become $1,010 to an organization. So it creates this really amazing incentive to give during this 24 hours. And it's a really great way to engage people at all different levels of philanthropy, because it really just shows how your gift can go even further, which is really awesome. And so we've had golden tickets for several years. There are other giving days across the country that use similar golden ticket models, but it's just a really fun way to get donors engaged in the giving day. And then of course the nonprofits absolutely freak out when they win a golden ticket. So it's really awesome to see what $1,000 means to them and what it can do for their organization.
Yeah, I think the golden ticket is just one example. As you're saying, it's been very, very popular in Louisville, of course, and it's worked very well. So if you're watching this from another giving day, that might be an idea that you might want to interweave into your own giving day plans. But like Molly said, there's different flavors of golden ticket type gamification that take place in giving days all around the United States. And it's really fascinating, sort of the science behind it, to think about, what compels people to donate, on a given day, as opposed to any one of the other 364 days of the year, right? So Molly, I think, again, maybe you could reveal the date for Give for Good Louisville 2021 is coming up this year. I know it's planned like a full year in advance. Different day of the week this year too.
It is. It's the first time ever that Give for Good Louisville is going to be hosted on a Friday. So Give for Good Louisville will return Friday, September 17th, 2021. So we have lots of people already excited and partners engaged for a really awesome year that we're looking forward to. So our nonprofits locally will be able to register to participate in the Giving Day coming in the summer, which is right around the corner already.
And of course, social media is a great way to keep up with the drumbeat, the gradual, slow drumbeat towards Give for Good Louisville year after year. You guys have done a marvelous job. Big shout out to Katie on your team as well, who does a fantastic job with the social media content creation and upkeep. And you can see there's Molly's Instagram channel and the Community Foundation of Louisville Instagram channel right below our faces. Molly, we're going to segue though into a recurring segment that we play every week. Molly is so nervous about this, as previous guests have been. This is called I See That IG, where each week I pull a selected, I almost said random, but it's definitely not random because I picked my favorite one. And I asked the guest to tell a story behind this photo. So Molly, are you ready to play I See That IG?
I'm super ready. Ugh.
Super ready is a good answer. Molly, I See That IG. Tell me the story behind this photo.
You could have picked something so worse, so I'm very thankful that you chose this. This is a picture from a few years ago. It is leading up to our Giving Day in Louisville. We do a series on Facebook Live called Getting to Know the Good, and we go around the community to different nonprofit organizations, and we visit them and we kind of showcase one of the participating organizations. We talk to them about what they do year round, what they're fundraising for on the Giving Day, and just kind of introduce them to the community. It's a great way for us to showcase nonprofits of all different sizes in our community. It's also a great way for nonprofits to learn how to be better storytellers. So we have a lot of fun with this. It actually, Chris, you helped us start the idea of Getting to Know the Good. But this particular picture, I don't usually host Getting to Know the Good. I'm usually more behind the scenes, camera-wise, and doing logistics for the Giving Day. But this was this was the first time I ever stepped in front of the camera. And this is me at Louisville's Perfect Day Cat Cafe. And I am there with the owners of the Cat Cafe, as well as Alyssa Gray. She's in the long dress. She works for the Kentucky Humane Society. And the Humane Society gives their kittens to the Perfect Day Cat Cafe for people to come and play with, as well as to adopt. So it's an awesome place. They have adopted so many animals in Louisville just through this concept. It's only 2 years old. I did get a kitten from them. I couldn't resist. So I do have a kitten from the Humane Society and the Cat Cafe. So in the past couple of months, I got a pandemic kitten and knew exactly where to go because of this. So it's awesome. You never know who you're going to meet, but it's really fun.
Molly, I will tell you, in perusing your personal Instagram, again, which is at the bottom of the screen here, Molly 12M, you're like, there's so many other things you could have picked. I would say about half the pictures have cats in them, which is pretty emblematic of Molly's love, or I should say our shared love of cats. And back before the pandemic, we've actually had pets come into the office, and we visited pets during Give for Good Louisville, which is fun. But Molly, I actually have a clip.
I had to be convinced to get in front of the camera. And
this is the way to do it, I'm sure.
my Kara, who's on my previous boss, she's on the far side of the screen too, holding a kitten. She was like, well, if you're with cats, will you get on the camera? And I was like, well, I guess. So always fun. You can, if you put me in a room full of kittens, I can't say no.
Your sister says, yeah, she even went back and bought a kitten from them. Kara is disappointed that I did not pull a pic of Molly from her childhood. But of course, you can go on at Molly 12M and send me a tweet and I'll retweet any screenshots you want to send. Yes, Chris Bryant says we need more cat cafes. My friend Donna from St. Louis says, can you share any extra creative ideas some of the nonprofits have used to have successful Giving Day campaigns? And I'm going to let you answer that question in a second. But before we move on from this, I do want to play a little that video so that people can actually see what we're talking about here with getting to know the good and how simple sort of this concept is. So let's play a quick clip from the Cat Cafe from that day, and then we'll get into that question from Donna in St. Louis.
Hi everyone, I'm Molly with the Community Foundation of Louisville. We're here with our next edition of Getting to Know the Good as we get ready for Gift for Good Louisville on September 13th. So today we are here in the Perfect Day Cafe, playing with some kittens as you can see. I'm here with Alyssa Gray from the Kentucky Humane Society and Chuck with Perfect Day Cafe. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about where we're standing and how this partnership came to be?
Well, this started, I'm always horrible on timelines, so...
Probably January.
Yeah, January this time I kind of approached the Humane Society and they said, okay, now so what is this again? I had found a concept in Charleston, South Carolina, at Pounce Cafe. Give them a little shout out because they're a lot of fun. So I saw this and I asked the lady if I could come in and see one of these cafes and spend time at their cafe. And she said, sure, we'd love to have you, but there's a 4.5-hour wait on a Saturday at 1:30. And I said, wow. And then she told me about all the animals that they had adopted, that they had to go out into surrounding counties in order to get it. So came back here and I said, wait a minute, we're a town of animals here. We're a happening town. We need something like this. We need a unique destination. So that's where I kind of approached the Humane Society. We had 2 or 3 meetings and each one of them a little more momentum than the next.
Yes.
And yeah.
Very innovative idea that we love.
So if you guys want to come play with the kittens, we're opening up Wednesday here, and then remember, mark your calendars for Thursday, September 13th, to get back to one of the over 500 organizations participating in Gift for Good Louisville, help some babies find some homes, all of that. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you later this week.
Memories, all. See how
Cute.
I think that your love and appreciation for animals, Molly, is just one piece of what you've contributed to the Louisville community. Actually, I'm going to save that for the next question. Let's get back to Donna's question here first. Can you share any extra creative ideas some of the nonprofits have used to have successful Giving Day campaigns?
Well, Chris, we could talk for a whole hour on this, but I think some of the coolest things that I have seen nonprofits do over the years is just being really authentic to who they are. I think that there's something to be said about, really embracing what you do and why people love what you do. And I've seen so many organizations do this in really creative ways. One of those ways being taking a chance and just sharing their story from a place of honesty. And I've seen some organizations do exactly what we're doing right now, get on a live stream. And when they get on a live stream, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be a huge production. But I've seen some organizations just give tours of their facility to people who maybe can't make it in, or sit down, at a small little table and talk to somebody that has been, touched by the services that they provide. And I think that that's one of the coolest things that I've really seen organizations do. And it helps them be successful because they're sharing their story in a different way and reaching new audiences. And then it just gives people, new ways to interact with them. When you talk about, just why give to our organization? How do we stand out? You have to become an authentic storyteller. And that's what I think helps organizations be really successful. And authenticity is the key of that. And it's whether, it's how you do that on social media. It's how you tell that same story on your profile. It's how you, weave it through an email campaign. It's how you get people to, become peer-to-peer fundraisers for you. It's how you secure your own match. Creating a story that's authentic and appeals to why people should give to your organization in the first place helps organizations be successful. And, that's what I always tell people is, it doesn't have to be this massive thing that you put together. It just has to feel personal, and it has to appeal to somebody. And, taking that extra time to just put all that together and to tell your story and to, reach at somebody's heartstrings, that helps you stand out, especially when you're part of a giving day as large as ours, where there are 500 organizations. And then just have fun with it. Like I said, it can be two people having a conversation, taking people on tours of your organization, playing with kittens. We've seen people, create challenges where they, hit certain levels and they go live on Facebook and somebody's shaved a CEO's head, or, played a game. Or this past year, we had an organization who was trying to win a golden ticket from, 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. and they got on Facebook Live for an entire hour. And every time somebody gave a gift, they ate a spicy food on live. So just have fun, find different ways to interact with your already existing networks, and encourage people to share that. Exactly, what we're doing here today.
I cringed at that spicy food mention because I feel like I'm going to end up having to eat something spicy every couple hours up in Louisville this September. It's okay. We do it all for a cause. And, I love that you kept talking about authenticity, and I wanted to pivot back to another question here and sort of looking up some of your work, Molly, in addition to your work with the Community Foundation, which of course you're working with, again, 500 plus nonprofits, but you've also been out there around the community. I know you served as a big sister, volunteered with Dare to Care Food Bank, which is also a really prolific organization up there. You can tell me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but Saraban Books, and now you're serving on the Louisville Youth Philanthropy Council. So first off, thank you for doing all that work, in addition to all the work that you do with the foundation. And I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one of these volunteer opportunities has been your favorite?
Oh, goodness. That's hard. I think maybe not my favorite, but the whole reason that I chose to work in the nonprofit sector goes back to being a big sister with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I was when I was in high school, and I had the sweetest little, and she, I think I entered the program to get beta hours. You know how it is in high school. You're just looking for an opportunity. And it became so much more to me. I ended up staying with my little for a few different years until we both graduated at the same time out of the program. And she changed my life, I think, more than I could have ever impacted her life. And she taught me, what it means to be patient and to be compassionate and to be, trusting. And I loved everything that she taught me. And again, I think she gave me more than I probably ever could have given her. And I, went to school to be a journalist and decided very quickly that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. And when I talked with my college advisors, it really came back to I needed a job where I felt like I could make a difference, and I felt like I could have authentic conversations with somebody and help them make even just a small piece of the world a better place. And I got that by, volunteering a few times in college with Dare to Care, by by working, with our literary magazine in college with Saraban Books. And that really transformed me, and it helped me get to where I am. And it's why now I sit on the LYPC, the Louisville Youth Philanthropy Council, so I can help more people, more younger people in our community realize that there are so many ways to give back, and that this can be a part of their life immediately. And they don't, being a philanthropist, I think, can have a connotation that, you have to have a lot of money and you have to be in a certain position, but that's not true. And that's one of the things that we talk about all the time at the Community Foundation, and we talk all the time about with Give for Good, is there's so many different ways that you can give back. So it's important to have conversations and to reach out to people and to learn more about how you can give back, because it's life-changing. It's awesome. It makes me wake up happy to do what I do every day.
I think that's one of my favorite refrains about Give for Good Louisville year after year. This idea that, you know, anyone and everyone can be a philanthropist. And it's really cool to see just how many people get involved, you know, both in the Kentuckiana area. And I mean, you see a lot of the back end data too with GiveGab, the variety of even countries that some of these donations are coming from year after year. It's pretty crazy how Give for Good Louisville kind of helps make really Louisville kind of the philanthropic, you know, heart of the world for a 24-hour period. I mean, is that overstating sort of the significance of these days?
I don't think so. I think what's so unique about a giving day is it puts your community in a spotlight for that moment in time. And I think there are so many compassionate and generous communities everywhere. And I think it was so amazing, especially in 2020, to see all of these cities and states across the US and then, you know, with Giving Tuesday being as global as it is, coming together to give back at any level. And that's so inspiring and it makes you feel good. It's like, I have a million tell me something good stories when I think about what comes through just our Giving Day alone. And the network of Giving Day hosts that I get to talk to on a regular basis. I mean, there's so much to learn from each other and so much to learn from how other communities are engaging and growing what in 2014 when we started was just this little idea that's now something that's so important to Louisville, to all different parts of Louisville. It's incredible.
Yeah, you know, we had Neosha Franklin from St. Louis right down the road from you on a couple weeks ago. I announced earlier today on Twitter, I was going to pull up the graphic here. I don't quite have the graphic ready, but Kathleen Murphy-Toms from Giving Tuesday is going to be our guest on the last day of March 30th. I forgot to change my calendar behind me. Episode 10 will be Kat Murphy-Toms from Giving Tuesday. Molly, we got a couple minutes left. Today is a significant day of the week for Molly Melia and her personal social media strategy. You have I don't want to use the word obsession, but kind of a fascination with the Marvel universe. So I'm curious if you want to play a little game.
Oh, okay.
There are 23 films in the Marvel Universe Infinity Saga. How many of those in the last three phases, right? So since 2008.
Okay.
How many of those movies?
Trivia. So if this is trivia, this will be interesting, but I'm ready.
Let's put 5 minutes on the clock. And I'll say this, Molly, if you can get all 23 movies in the next 5 minutes, I will, and there's 5 minutes behind me, I will donate $50 to a nonprofit in Kentuckiana of your choice. Sound good?
Okay, I have to name them all? That's what we're doing?
You have to name them all. I'm going to click on them. I've got the Sporkle quiz open. I can't share the window because I don't want to get DCMA'd, but you have 5 minutes for $50 for your favorite organization, quite possibly the Cat Cafe. Ready? Go.
Oh, I'm just straight up naming them.
You're straight up naming them? I'm going to click on them here.
Okay, well, since 2003, you have all three Iron Men. 2008, whatever. All three Iron Men.
So Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's 3.
Oh gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay, you have Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War.
Yep.
There's only 3 Captain Americas, right?
That's it. Yep. That's 6 out of 23.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. You have Thor, the Dark
Yep.
World, Thor Ragnarok. I'm
That's
gonna
9.
Emma might have to help me out here. So we've got Thor. Then
I got
we
to turn the
have
comments off here, so you can't look at them.
you have Avengers. Do I have to name all of them? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
Avengers.
that I can name all of the Avengers. Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and there's another Avengers I'm missing.
No, there isn't.
Okay, there's not another Avengers I'm missing. Black Panther, amazing. How many do I have?
That's 13.
Okay, you have oh gosh, I still have 10. Okay. Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Captain
Molly
Marvel.
I did not alert Molly that this was happening, so but it is Molly's Marvel Monday. So
I got you got my Captain Marvel, right?
Captain Marvel. I think it was a freebie.
Why was that a freebie?
Yep.
Spider-Man. Oops, all this. Well, how many Spider-Man get counted? Okay, so the Amazing Spider-Man. Then you have Spider-Man Far From Home. Then you have the new one coming out. That should be a bonus point. Does Black Widow count in this, even though it technically hasn't come out yet?
Nope.
Okay. Well, Black Widow's coming.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
How many more do I have to get?
I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 7.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
How many more?
I see 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3 more.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Can I have a hint?
Hint. If I make
Chris Pratt, Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Did I get them all?
I see 1 and 2.
So I'm missing 1.
If I turn my studio this color, does that help?
The Hulk?
Boom.
Oh, you counted the Hulk in that? Okay, well, I wasn't going to count that because Mark Ruffalo came along later, but you can count all 3 of the first versions of the Hulk.
I'm looking at Sporkle because I don't know these. I haven't even seen, you know how many of these movies I've seen? 1. So I don't know. I'm just reading what's on Sporkle. But congratulations, Molly. 23 for 23. You did it. I will make a $50 donation in your name to any nonprofit of your choosing for playing along and being a good sport. Congratulations. That was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. It says rhymes with Fardians of the Galaxy. He was trying to give you hints. That's why I had to turn off the chat. I noticed everyone was.
I always forget Guardians of the Galaxy because I have to be honest, it's not my favorite.
Kara says, damn, that was impressive. And Chris says, how have you only seen a single Marvel movie, Chris Drum? Well, I saw Black Panther, which was awesome. And I just trust in Molly that all the other ones were great too, right?
Well, I don't watch them because they're all great. I wouldn't say they're all great, but
do I watch them like in chronological order? We'll have to talk about this after the show. But where would you
talk about this afterwards? But during quarantine, at the very beginning, I decided I was going to watch them all as you're supposed to, not as like by their release date, but like chronological order according to the MCU. And so I did my Molly's Marvel Musing Monday on Instagram, and I should bring it back to do WandaVision next week because. Yeah.
You'll have to connect with Chris Bryant and geek out about WandaVision. He's good people and the #1 fan of the show. Molly, I like to close out on this question. And you're actually our second guest from Louisville. We had Hannah Drake on about a month ago, and I think you would agree that she is just an unbelievably amazing human being. So if you're enjoying the show, you can go back and watch that episode with Hannah. It was episode 2. What do you want people to know about the Louisville community? If they've never been to Louisville, you're born and raised Louisville gal, Bellarmine.
Yeah.
what? I can pronounce Louisville though. I got that right.
Oh, nice. You can pronounce Louisville. Oh, there's so much to know about Louisville. I think the absolute best thing is that, we're of course known for horse racing and bourbon. But this city is it's such a nice city. The people are just so kind and so generous and so welcoming. We don't come without our flaws for sure. But I absolutely love this city. I love that there's familiar faces everywhere you go, that there's our whole community is full of local places to eat, local places to shop. So many organizations that promote those local places and are friends with each other and connected with each other. And, it's a hard, 2020, obviously hard year, 2021, still seeing difficulties, but to see, even businesses that sometimes could be in competition with each other, lifting each other up, it's amazing. And our city it's had a rough year. It has had a lot to deal with. I know you and Hannah talked a lot about, the racial unrest that Louisville as a city has faced, in tandem with the rest of the country. And it's hard, but there are so many people willing to step up and to share a voice. And we need more people like that, of course, but it's such a friendly and welcoming city that, come here, see what we're all about. Talk the talk, walk the walk with us. That's what we're here for.
Well, I certainly hope to be back in Louisville, and I would encourage everyone to take Molly's advice and check it out. It is a pretty cool city. I was lucky to call it home for 7 months. And in that first month, again, I met Molly, met Kara, and now the Community Foundation of Louisville has been literally my longest standing client of my life. And I'm just so incredibly grateful to you, Molly, and to everyone, to Katie and Jan, and of course, Kara, sort of the godmother up there in Louisville as well. To Susan and Ron and everyone who's allowed me to be a part of Gift for Good Louisville over the years. Last thing, we'll get you out on this. We're going to play we're not going to play another game, but we're going to play Freeze Frame. We introduced this last week. We're going to make it really easy for everyone to take a screenshot of us and kind of share it on their favorite social media channels. Molly, I need you to give me like a cool Marvel Universe like pose, and then tell me what I could do to I'm doing like the.
Well, it's too bad
fun.
that all of my props are not with me right now, because I could have grabbed my Thor hammer if I had more time.
I'm sorry. I blew it.
It's fine. It's okay.
All right, well, we need something fun in lieu of the props.
Can I get a cat?
Yeah, you can get a cat. Perfect.
You want Peter to be in it? Peter, my cat, named after Spider-Man. We'll let him be in this. Ooh, this way. Nope, this way.
Can I point at Peter like this way? Awesome. Molly, Melia, thank you so much for taking the time today, and for being such a good sport, and for playing that random game that I gave you zero heads up that it was coming and still winning. Let me know where I can send that donation in your name, and just really, again, am proud of you and grateful for both your support as a client, but more importantly, as a friend over the last 5 years. Molly is one of the really good people in Louisville and in this country. And just so glad for all the great work that you've done to support the nonprofits up in that area. So thank you for being you. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. I owe as much thanks to you as to a ton of people in my life, but you're right. It's a team effort. And I think, having good people on your side and people in this community that you can always talk to and collaborate with is so important. And it's why Gift for Good Louisville is the way that it is today, and why it will continue to be so successful in the future. I know so many, not just the Community Foundation of Louisville, but so many of our local nonprofits have learned from you. And so I encourage anybody watching to check out, some great organizations in the Louisville area and see what they're up to, see what they're doing, and like and share and interact and engage with them in ways that you can.
We appreciate you, Molly, and I will see you in Louisville at some point this year. Thanks again. We will talk to you later. All right, we got 5 minutes left. I started the clock early. We've got my closing remarks coming up here. We're going to go just a minute over 5 o'clock here. Bonus social good hour today with our closing thoughts. Keep getting 1% better. So when I met with Kara and Molly at the Community Foundation of Louisville back in the summer of 2016, again, just weeks after Molly accepted an internship at the Community Foundation, that was my first time actually learning about what a giving day was. And maybe today's show was the first time you've heard what a giving day is, and maybe now you have an interest in learning more about it in your own community, or with something like Giving Tuesday. And in my role as a social media contractor with Humana, I encouraged Kara and Molly to get started with video. I talked to them a lot about using live streaming video during Give for Good Louisville. And, they certainly put their heads together and came up with that brilliant concept of getting to know the good. And what's been really awesome to see from the Community Foundation of Louisville over the last 5 years now is that as they have continued with their live streaming journey year after year, and more importantly, the effort of Give for Good Louisville every September, it's that their team is always determined to keep getting 1% better day after day. We hear the common refrain, just get started, press that button, just whip out your iPhone and try it. You don't need any technology, just get started and see what happens. And I agree with that sentiment. I'm all for it. And Molly will tell you, when I recorded a live interview with Kara, which you can actually go back and watch on my Facebook page if you really want to, back in June 2016, I was very much in that camp. Let's just press the button and see what happens. But I think the secret ingredient, what every creator should embrace, and what every nonprofit should keep in mind as well, is that in addition to quote unquote just getting started, you want to keep in mind that continuous determination to keep getting better. Even if it's just 1% better, I encourage you to look back and see what you can improve on the content that you created today, or yesterday, or last month, or last year. And find one little thing that you can do better. Whether you do a little bit more preparation, whether you extend your tech check a little bit longer to make sure that the YouTube comments are actually showing up on screen, whether you do a better job of actually having the Sporkle quiz show up on screen so it doesn't come across as 5 awkward minutes, or whether you test the party poppers, which that I'm going to try this again before the show ends, right? Like you had to know, if you're a fan of the Social Good Hour, that this party popper isn't going back in the box. I encourage you to continue to try and learn and improve and get better one little thing at a time. Maybe you're buying Daryl Leaves' book, The YouTube Formula, and you're bound to find 20 things in this book that'll help you get better at what you're creating. But in addition to getting started, find something that you can do better every single time you go out there and make it better. It's been my favorite part of the continuous collaboration that I've had with the Community Foundation of Louisville over the years, is that each time I have a meeting with someone like Molly and Katie and Kara and Jan, we talk about how we can continue to push the envelope. How can we do better than what we did the year before? And those results have panned out. We didn't even talk about the overall fundraising success of Give for Good Louisville over the years. But it's one of the fastest growing giving days in the entire United States. And that is a testament to the drive and determination of someone like Molly Melia, who is always trying to do something better day after day and year after year with Give for Good Louisville. 3, 2, 1. We're going to try one more time. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. There it goes. That's what we've got for you today. Social Good Hour, episode 6. It worked. Thank you. There's Molly. She's texting her sister saying, how did I do? I put her back on screen. She doesn't even realize it yet. Now she's smiling. Hi. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. Yeah, she's like.
I was going to comment the nonprofit you're going to give a gift to.
Oh, tell me.
I'm going to have you give to La Casita Center.
La Casita Center.
Yes.
Perfect.
One of my
All right,
favorites.
I will do it. I will do it shortly after the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Molly, for being here. And I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Is that the Marvel Universe, Batman? I don't even know. I'm going to get a nod of approval from Molly. I don't think it is, but that was the phrase. Episode 7 with Jen Hoverstad of the K Yao Fund. Can't wait to introduce you to my buddy Jen. We go back even further than I go back with Molly. Would you believe that? One of the first live interviews I ever did was with Jen Hoverstad. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube, hit the like button, turn the bell on, retweet on Twitter, tag Restream, and let them know you enjoy the show. Add me on LinkedIn. Share on your Instagram story. And yell at me when I get things wrong in the comments like this. Thank you so much, Molly and Chris. I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you both again back next week. The Social Good Hour with Chris Strub features uplifting, inspiring, inspirational individuals from around the world using social media to make the world a better place. And Chris is looking for new guests for the rest of season 1. Visit the URL on the screen, guest.teamstrub.com, and fill out the form for yourself, for a coworker, for a colleague, or any individual you think would make a great guest for this season of the Social Good Hour with Chris Strub.